major turning point in my life was back in the mid-1980s. I was still in my teens, and I turned on the small black and white TV in my room and turned to Channel 12 PBS. They were playing a documentary called Eyes on the Prize, which was put out by the American Experience and is about the civil rights movement. I remember that this show amazed me, educated me, and it wasn't long before I borrowed from the library a book called Strength to Love by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I read this book. I reread this book. I carried it around with me. It really made such an impression. It was only a few years later that I watched and read on the news about the political violence happening in the townships in South Africa. I simply couldn't believe that there was a country in the world in that day and age which practiced such racism and segregation. I remember thinking how we in America had done away with that so many years ago. And for many years, I didn't see the racism still present around me. Today, I understand that that perspective is part of my white privilege. Fast forward another 15 years, and the 2016 election in our country simply blindsided me. I remember thinking, how could this happen? I began to realize how ignorant I was about the kind of America I lived in. I didn't realize how deep the roots of racism were. Now I look around and see the events unfolding around me and in the news and realize how far we have to go. So, I am a high school teacher, and I teach in a district with a majority of students of color. And I can't tell you how much I love my job and I love my students. Believe it or not, teenagers can be a lot of fun. There are just so many different personalities and talents and ideas. But now I worry when we leave the building at the end of the day. I walk into a far safer world than they do because of the color of my skin. And this greatly distresses me, and I worry about them out there. My school is designated a lighthouse district because we are, quote, illuminating the path toward educational improvement and equitable outcomes, unquote. Part of that means that we, as teachers, are trained through professional development to understand and implement equity in the classroom. For that, I am very grateful, and schooled myself at professional development in services, and many times by my own students. So I'd like to close with a poem that I wrote. This poem is called How Does One Live? Blessed Lady, pray for us, soothe our deep and darkest fears. Shine your light into the night, whisper words we long to hear. Holy Mother, cast your grace on injured souls fueled by hate. Redeem the hearts of those who fear, guide them through the narrow gate. Instruct us in the noble arts of justice, mercy, and love. March with those who hunger and thirst. Fill us with righteousness until our hearts burst. Holy Mother, rescue those who walk each day under threat, to work, to school, to love, to play. Shield them like a bulletproof vest. Immaculate woman, somber and sublime, a beacon for the ages, stand among the grieving masses, say the names of all the nameless. Blessed Lady, the time is nigh, we feel it in our bones. Look as far as the eye can see. How does one live who cannot breathe?